the vibrant village of Sundarpur, where golden wheat fields stretched to distant hills, 12-year-old Deepak Kumar woke before sunrise with excitement bubbling in his chest. Today marked the beginning of intensive training for the annual Monsoon Marathon, the most important water buffalo race in 3 neighboring villages. At the edge of the village, where a crystal-clear stream bubbled through ancient stone channels, Deepak found his beloved Ganga enjoying her morning bath. The magnificent water buffalo looked up with intelligent brown eyes, water droplets sparkling like jewels on her dark skin, already sensing today would bring new challenges. "Today we begin serious training for the Monsoon Marathon, Ganga," Deepak announced excitedly, patting her massive neck with obvious affection. He explained their training schedule and his dreams of winning the golden trophy that would bring honor to their family and make his father proud of their partnership. Deepak led Ganga to their practice field, a long stretch of muddy terrain that perfectly mimicked race conditions. He attached her special racing harness, decorated with family colors and blessed by the village priest, while explaining their training strategy for building speed, endurance, and perfect racing technique. Their first practice run began perfectly. Ganga moved with powerful grace through the muddy course, her hooves finding perfect rhythm in the soft earth. Deepak felt thrilled by her speed and strength, imagining victory celebrations and the golden trophy gleaming in their family shrine at home. But as they continued training, something unexpected happened. Every time they passed other animals in distress, every duck, a goat stuck in thorny bushes, a duck family separated by the stream, or a calf struggling in deep mud, Ganga would slow down and insist on stopping to help them first. Deepak felt his frustration growing as Ganga continued stopping to help other animals during each practice session. "We need to focus on speed, not stopping for every creature we meet," he explained, but Ganga's gentle eyes showed she couldn't ignore suffering animals, no matter how important the race seemed to be. Bapu listened thoughtfully to his son's concerns, then shared ancient wisdom. "Beta, perhaps Ganga is teaching you that true champions think of others, not just themselves. But I understand your desire to win. The choice of whether to find a different buffalo for racing is ultimately yours to make." Word spread through the village that farmer Mohan had a swift, focused buffalo named Bijli, who never stopped to help other animals, and could run the practice course in record time. Deepak felt torn between loyalty to gentle Ganga and the tempting promise of certain victory with a champion racer. That evening, as Deepak helped Ganga with her evening bath at the stream, he couldn't bring himself to tell her about Bijli or his growing doubts. Ganga sensed his troubled mood and gently nuzzled his shoulder, her loving gesture making his decision even more difficult and emotionally painful to contemplate. Unable to sleep that night, Deepak sat in the moonlit courtyard, staring at the family shrine where he hoped to place the golden racing trophy. His parents' wedding photo smiled down at him, reminding him of their teachings about loyalty, honor, and treating all living beings with kindness and respect. The next morning brought the official race announcement. LOGS, the Monsoon Marathon would take place in just 1 week, with prizes for speed, endurance, and sportsmanship. Deepak realized he had to make his final decision about Ganga immediately, as training time was running out for whichever buffalo he chose. With heavy heart, Deepak approached Farmer Mohan about borrowing Bijli for the race. The gruff farmer agreed, but warned that Bijli required firm control and complete focus on winning. "She has no patience for distractions or helping other animals," Mohan explained with obvious pride in her competitive nature. That afternoon, Deepak led a confused and hurt Ganga back to their family compound instead of to the practice field. Her gentle eyes asked questions he couldn't answer, while her trusting nature made his betrayal feel even more painful. How could he explain that her kindness was considered a weakness in competition? Word of Deepak's decision spread quickly through the village, creating mixed reactions among the neighbors. Some praised his practical choice to maximize his chances of victory, while others whispered concerns about abandoning a loyal companion for personal gain. The village children especially seemed disappointed by his choice to leave Ganga behind. Training with Bijli proved more challenging than Deepak expected. The powerful buffalo required constant firm commands and showed no emotional connection to her temporary partner. Unlike his natural communication with Ganga, working with Bijli felt mechanical and cold, despite her obvious athletic superiority and potential for victory. Meanwhile, Ganga spent her days helping other farm animals without any thought of training or competition. She assisted elderly oxen with heavy loads, guided lost goat kids back to their mothers, and comforted distressed chickens during thunderstorms, her natural kindness unchanged by being abandoned by her racing partner and best friend. 3 days before the race, village children began organizing their own kindness competition to honor Ganga's helpful spirit. They created certificates for animals who helped others, painted colorful banners celebrating cooperation over competition, and invited all village creatures to participate in activities focused on friendship rather than winning individual prizes. Deepak watched the children's celebration from a distance, feeling increasingly isolated from his community's values and questioning whether his pursuit of victory was worth the loss of connection with both Ganga and the village children who had once looked up to his partnership with his gentle buffalo friend. The night before the race, Deepak couldn't sleep as thunder rumbled overhead and rain began falling heavily, creating muddy conditions that would make the morning race especially challenging for all competitors. He worried about handling Bijli in difficult weather, while wondering if Ganga was safe and comfortable during the storm. Race morning arrived with cleared skies but extremely muddy conditions throughout the course. As competitors gathered at the starting line, Deepak felt nervous energy combining with guilt about Ganga, while Bijli showed typical indifference to the ceremony and community excitement surrounding the traditional village competition that brought together three neighboring communities. As the race began with traditional drums and cheering crowds, Deepak and Bijli took an early lead through the muddy course. Her powerful strides and single-minded focus proved effective in difficult conditions, but Deepak felt no joy in their success, only mechanical execution of racing technique without emotional satisfaction or meaningful partnership. Halfway through the course, disaster struck when young competitor Moti became stuck in deep mud with her inexperienced rider, both struggling desperately and falling further behind as other racers passed them by. Most teams continued racing, focused only on their own performance and potential victory in the challenging conditions. Deepak felt his heart pulling him toward helping Moti, but Bijli showed no inclination to stop, continuing toward certain victory, while the young buffalo and rider continued struggling in increasingly dangerous conditions. For a moment, Deepak almost convinced himself that winning the race was more important than risking his position to help others. But then Deepak heard something that changed everything. In the distance he could hear Ganga's distinctive call, somehow knowing he was in distress and needed her help. Despite being abandoned and replaced, she had broken free from her pen and was racing across the fields to reach him, her loyalty unchanged by his betrayal. Without hesitation, Deepak made his choice. He jumped down from Bijli's racing cart and ran toward Ganga, his decision clear despite sacrificing his leading position and certain victory. Bijli continued racing without him, showing no concern for his departure, while spectators watched in amazement at his dramatic moral transformation and choice of loyalty over winning. Together again, Deepak and Ganga immediately turned their attention to rescuing Moti and her struggling rider. Working as a perfect team, they used Ganga's strength and intelligence to pull the trapped buffalo free, while Deepak provided encouragement and coordination. Their partnership restored and focused on helping others rather than winning prizes. As word of the rescue spread among spectators and remaining racers, something beautiful began happening. Other teams started stopping to help struggling competitors instead of focusing only on winning, creating a chain reaction of cooperation and mutual assistance that transformed the competitive race into a community celebration of shared support and kindness. When all teams finally crossed the finish line together, village elder Master Ji announced a surprise. The true winner of the Monsoon Marathon would be the team that best demonstrated the village values of courage, kindness, and community service, rather than simply the fastest time through the muddy racing course. Deepak and Ganga were declared the true champions of the Monsoon Marathon, not for their speed, but for their courage in choosing friendship and service over selfish victory. As they received the golden trophy together, Deepak realized he had learned the most important lesson about what it truly means to be a champion in life.